Hello riders or not, hello from sunny Gibraltar, and on today's episode I will be riding a brand new Triumph Speed Twin 900. I haven't ridden it yet. That is ahead of me. That beautiful day in sunny Gibraltar, and I can't wait. But first things first, I'm 1 meter 75 centimeters 5'9". And as you can see, I sit foot flat, a little bit of a bend in my knee. Triumph increased the height of a Speed Twin by 15 millimeters and dropped the pegs. My knee sits just with a cut. It doesn't touch the engine, it's not too low, so I think it's going to be comfortable. It does feel small and nimble, which I like, small in a good way. It doesn't feel like I sit on the top of it. It feels like I sit with a bike. It feels aggressive and lovely. Also, Triumph paid a lot of attention by narrowing the seat where you sit, as well as more narrow a tailbit. So far, oh my God, it has heated grips. Oh my God, it has heated grips. I've just noticed that. Oh, thank you, Triumph. Nobody mentioned that yesterday at the launch. Sorry, I got carried away. I'm very excited about heated grips because I have rainers. And even on the chill morning like this morning, which is about 11 degrees or so, my hands can get numb very quickly, and then I don't feel my fingertips because I have bad, Reynolds is when you have bad circulations in your fingers, and I don't want to wear bulky gloves. So I'm very excited about that. The levers are easy to reach, and overall, it feels lovely to sit on. This episode is sponsored by Quadlock, which is not just a brilliant mount. I'm using a handlebar mount pro today, but also it is a very tough case that I will show you today, because I've noticed that a lot of journalists and a lot of influencers have a Quadlock on their phones. Connor, what's your phone case?
Quadlock.
What's your phone case, Amy?
Quadlock.
Hey Rob, what's your phone case?
Quadlock.
And I know I need like a good.
Nami, what's your phone case?
Yeah.
Salia, what's your phone case?
They hadn't.
It is incredible how lazy you can be with a bike. It does so much for you. And I mean, probably not everyone might like it if you're more the old school and prefer to do all the job yourself, but especially if you're a beginner rider or you want to enjoy the ride, oh my God, it's so easy to ride, it's so smooth, and it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. We have around 5 hours on the bikes today, which is decent time to spend in the saddle, especially in winter when we're not riding that much. Once you're getting used to that, I think you can spend hours and hours on the bike. But when you're not riding that much, it's a decent time. So it will be nice to talk of how do I feel at the end of the day. Comfort-wise, so far seat feels very comfortable, and suspension is not too hard. Comparing with a lot of bikes that I've been riding, it's not set up too hard, not for a lot bigger person. It feels quite soft. Maybe in the waist sometimes I feel it's a little bit soft. Maybe I would prefer it harder, maybe because I'm get used to ride harder suspension. I can't pronounce the brand of suspension, unfortunately. I'll pop the name, but that is one of the upgrades that Triumph did. It's piggybacks at the rear, and we have upside down forks in the front, and it's one of the biggest upgrades. I want to appreciate a design of a new Speed Twin 900. I think they nailed it. I mean, it's would be not my choice of a tan color. I would go, guys, obviously, for a black one. But everything else, how they manage to keep that classic look, to keep that cleanless. I mean, look at it. This is so clean. This is amazing. That's one of the cleanest, non-cluttered bikes out on the market that just came out. Even the detail like the front disc being on the other side to make that front wheel from the, what they call pretty side, I think both sides are pretty, to make it look more classic. Looking at that, it's hard to tell how much technology is packed in there. Traction control, ABS, live-by-wire, 2 modes, speedo with the ability to connect to your phone. All those different things are tucked in, and like it's so clean. I really like that about it. And guys, back to the hotel, I arranged the interview with the head of design, the head of production of the Speed Twin 900 from Triumph. And as a starter bike builder myself, I have a couple questions that I would like to ask somebody who puts the bikes in the mass production, which is so different and should be so much more restricted than what we do in our workshops or what we do in our sheds. Very lucky to have a chief Triumph engineer. How fortunate I am to ask questions. Stuart.
Okay, ask away.
It's lovely to have you here. First question is how long it took from the initial idea to change Speed Twin, which was a successful motorcycle, into something better?
Well, it's quite a long process. There's a lot of work to do. It's about 3.5 years. So the initial ideas and talking and working out what you're going to do is probably 6 months. But you're doing market research. I mean, that sounds very grand, but we are talking to customers. That's what we do. We want to make sure that everything we do suits riders.
So do you listen to the riders when you're making changes to the bikes, not introduce a new model, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that what you do?
Absolutely. We have an idea and you test it then. So obviously we're riders as well. We think we know what would be good and we'll have options and we can do things in different ways. But yeah, it's nothing like talking to people who are going to use the bike.
Is it very hard to design a bike to please thousands of people? It's not just you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay. There's a lot of competition. It's a big world, and people like different things. But we found that, especially with our modern classics, they're bikes that people love. They love them, and it's really a case of just choosing the version of that modern classic that is going to suit you. So. Yeah, it can be difficult, but in this case it seemed reasonably straightforward.
How restricted you are with all the new regulations that are coming up constantly and everything to get around and make it's a classic bike. It has to look classic, otherwise people will say like, why you ruined it?
It can be difficult, but we always treat it as a challenge, genuinely. So if we have to change something, if we have to improve something, maybe it's the emissions, well, we get a chance to have another go at the engine response, doing the engine tune or the exhaust system and improve the sound quality. We'd never leave it alone. If we have to do something different, we'll make the best of it.
This is a British brand. But when you design the bike, when you make a new bike, what is your main area? Like, where is your customer base the main? Because we have everything. We have America that prefers one thing, Asia that prefers completely different thing, and then we have Europe, and even UK is different. So what is your, like, you have to have somebody in mind when you're designing a bike, some group of people that, yes, this is the right group.
That's a really good question. It can flip the other way. If we just do what we do, some people in each of those markets will love it, and that's certainly been the case. We do market research, we do talk to customers in all sorts of places. We will be in Southeast Asia, we will be in Brazil, we do a lot in Europe, obviously, and North America. So yeah, we're talking to everyone, but there is something about the inevitable British take on what a motorbike is that is the attraction, I think.
Because it takes a long time from initial idea to finally have a final product, I believe that in that time you have more thoughts of what is next for Speed Twin. Do you have more thoughts or not?
Okay, well, actually in this case, I think this is a very complete proposal for the bike. It holds together really, really well. We've been allowed to do a lot to the bike. This is a very major update. It's the styling, it's the suspension, it's even the geometry of the bike. It's a shorter swing arm, we've lightened components. We've done a very, very thorough job, and it's a really great package. And as you said, riding it today, really just great fun to ride. It's confidence inspiring, it's fun, it's got performance, it handles well, it's...
So you wouldn't change anything?
Not at the moment.
Not
Again,
at the moment.
There's always the future. And of course, we're always looking. We're always looking. We've always got things that we will do. But no, I think this is a nice package.
And the last question is, how do you pronounce the company of suspension?
It's Marzocchi.
Marzocchi. Couldn't remember that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for a great bike and also for an interview. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of kind of off-roading now. I don't know where we're going, but I guess somebody wanted to see the windmills, and we're trying gravel, and it goes nicely. Shows no problems. A little bit of kind of off-roading.
They might look like one solid thing, but no, you have to open that. And just like that. And you have somebody from Trojan to fill it up and pay for it. For today. Not every day. Oh, I love the smell of petrol.
You had a good day?
Smells so good. Yeah, I had a fabulous day. Fabulous.
Good.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. And you push and lock and close this up. The triumph sign. And there we go.
It is very difficult to say something bad about the bike after spending a day like this. And that also tells a lot about the bike, because this is the first day I'm on it. And even though I ride a lot of bikes, they are all different, and you all know that it takes some time to get used to every single motorcycle, especially when they are all different than the past bikes that I've been riding, where the last one was Dax. So it's a complete different thing, and it's out of a comfort zone, because it's riding in the group, it's riding the roads I never ever rode before. I've never been to Gibraltar before. So being confident means a lot in the situation like this, and that's what makes it so enjoyable. And a Triumph really nailed it. They made a bike so comfortable to ride, so easy to ride. It really does a lot for you. And it might be not for everyone, but even people who prefer more the manual riding and feeling the bike, which I do sometimes, I can appreciate when I'm in a situation like this and I just want to have fun. When I really want to take the most of the day out on the bike. One of the best-selling bikes are best-selling for a reason, because you can do so many different things in it and really, really have a best time. It's great in the town by having a very talky low range. You literally, you just zoom between the cars and you overtake, and it's just also narrow and feels small, what makes you feel the bike very well. And it helps when you are filtering or have to go narrow streets or in between the cars or whatever you choose to do. Also, as you saw, it's brilliant on the twisty mountain roads. It's just great. It also looks amazing. I was watching other people riding. I was looking at the color scheme, which is just unusual and quirky and stands out. And being in a group with others riding the same bike, it's what motorcycling is about. This bike is really what motorcycling is about. And that's what I love about it. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one.